Netflix really embarrassed themselves this week with their whole anti password sharing stance, where they were going to be dropping the iron curtain on everyone that shares a password, kicking off roughly 100 million users in order to force them to sign up in order to access Netflix. A very strict set of rules were revealed on their website where you would now have to always be logging in every 31 days from the primary household, and anything else would be treated as treasonous, and you'd be sent straight to jail, in prison for life, because you shared a Netflix password. I'm exaggerating the terms a little bit, but that's basically them in a nutshell. Nobody liked it. This is one of those things where every single human being on the world, despite all of our differences, we can come together, form a big circle around the bonfire that is the Netflix stock that would have went up in flames had they gone through with that idea. But it seems like they've backpedaled on it, and just like me when I'm wiping my ass and the toilet paper breaks and my fingers touch my butthole, it was a big oops moment, they're claiming. They're saying that they never meant to publish those terms about the anti-password sharing, that system is not going live as of right now, and they've deleted it from their website, claiming it was all an error. I don't know if I believe them, but to me, this feels like an example of one of the few times bullying actually works for a greater good, where a giant fucking multi-billion-dollar company just got bullied into getting rid of a completely dog-shit proposal. But make no mistake, soldiers, the war has not been won. This victory was just a small battle, a simple scuffle, because Netflix has made it very clear they are 100% cracking down on password sharing, but I think with all of the pushback after this announcement came out, they're just going to go back to the drawing board on how to lightly do it, a little less cutthroat, because they fucking slapped everyone. What they were proposing was brutal, with absolutely no wiggle room for anyone or anything. Now, I did go over all this on stream, but I'll briefly mention that they did say that this is currently in effect in some Latin American countries as a test, so they're kind of guinea pigging other territories before bringing it to the States. And I guess this could potentially have been them dipping their toes in the water, but it was a little too hot, so they pulled their toes out real quick, saying it was an error. But if you want my opinion, and by no means am I an expert, I'm just a local fucking idiot guy, I think Netflix's primary concern would be making their catalog stronger, because out of all the main players in the streaming space, aside from Peacock, which is legitimately a joke of a service, they have the weakest catalog. Watching their originals is about as painful as watching your girlfriend cheat on you. They just don't have anything that makes it worth it to sign up. It's enough to keep people that are currently signed up there, and the people that are already password sharing there, because they already have it, but it's just not good enough to bring in new subscribers, I don't think. So when you kick off the 100 million people and you keep the catalog as winky dinky shitty as it is, they're not going to just turn around and sign up, because there's nothing on there that they really want to watch or need to watch. And again, it's just going to incentivize piracy, even if there is a couple that they want to watch from Netflix, because they do have a couple good originals, of course. They're not all bad. It's just the majority of them, I would say, are pretty bad. Because Netflix has this big problem with just throwing money at everything for no reason, it feels like. Things that you've never even heard of and things that they don't even bother to promote themselves. How many of you have heard of the show Bruise Brothers? It's a Netflix original comedy show. Matt calls it the worst show he's ever watched in his life. I didn't even bother to watch it past the first 30 minutes. And yet that's a Netflix original they put a lot of money behind. They just have so many of these things that not even they're promoting as their original catalog, and they're putting tons of money into it. So they're losing a lot on that, and it's not good enough to keep people wanting to subscribe to Netflix. So if you want those 100 million people to maybe consider subscribing, give them a better catalog, and don't just cold turkey cut them off. There's definitely better ways of handling it if that's the goal. But anyway, I'll play some of the clips now where I go a bit deeper into the whole thing. Yeah, we can talk about Netflix. So it's only been 24 hours since the news broke that Netflix was going to be slapping everyone off of shared accounts, password sharing, illegal, you're going to jail for life, and you're going right to hell. It's a sin that's unforgivable. Bah humbug, Christmas is ruined, don't care if your parents are divorced, you're not sharing accounts across households. It's always going to have to be one primary location, watch something every 31 days to refresh it, and we're going to let you suckle from our bosom and get 7 days of travel. But then you'll have to come back and refresh that at the main household. So that news broke. Obviously, everyone's upset. Terrible decision. That is, according to their estimation, 100 million people password share. So that's 100 million people that they just kicked off. I don't know how in their Silicon Valley rotted minds they thought that that would somehow lead to like an uptick in subscribers. It won't. At least not anything meaningful, I don't think. But anyway, everyone's shitting on it. Everyone's throwing tomatoes, saying boo, boo, bad, boo, Netflix, boo, not good, yucky, stinky. You guys stink. And then today, according to a couple sources, they've backpedaled on all of it, saying that it was posted in error. Now, I can't find any official statement from them outside of like these sources that just say they told their publication that it was an error. So I don't even know if it's 100% true or not that they're trying to backpedal on it. But if that is, that's a pretty pathetic way of doing it. That's like actually a child. Like when a kid sends a text message to their crush like, hey, I like you, and they don't respond in 15 minutes. And then they're like, oh, haha, whoa, this is so embarrassing. That was my friend that sent that. That wasn't me. That was an accident. Like that is 100% like the Netflix play here. Oh, whoa, this is weird. We didn't mean any of this. How did that even get out there? Oh, no, that's just an accident. Obviously, they made a very strong statement last year about shutting down the password sharing. So they are going to do it, but I guess the pushback on this one was too big, so they're calling it a mistake now. So I don't know. I'm a little confused, like, on the particulars here. On what exactly they're trying to fucking do. They saw everyone canceling and panicked. So their stock did drop, but not that much since this isn't fully in effect yet. So they did have a bit of a... Why didn't their stock just come up? Oh, I'm in news. So they did have a bit of a stock drop. About 1%. Not anything huge. For a brief time yesterday, a Help Center article containing information that is only applicable to Chile, Costa Rica, and Peru went live in other countries, the spokesperson said, adding, we have since updated it. So that was their excuse for all of it. So it's something that they're rolling out in several Latin American countries to test it before being worldwide. Yeah. Well, they're just at this point where they think people need Netflix. But that's just not the reality of the situation. There's so many other streaming services, and even if they just want your originals, they'll just pirate it. If they can't share the account, it becomes far more convenient for a lot of people to just start pirating. Everyone knows how to torrent. I don't know why they're pretending that they don't know about that. This is just going to be something to reinvigorate the Pirate Bay at that point. If it works, other streaming services will do it. Yeah, I mean, I guess if this does turn out well for them, we'd see this extended across the other ones.